AI is rapidly changing the game of trading and investing, and the gap between smart money and retail traders like me and you is growing every day. But with the right tools, this gap shrinks. In this video, I will show you how InvestingPro's pre-built AI trading strategies and smart money tracking tools put institutional power back in our hands and can help us make money. But alright, so before we can start using InvestingPro to, use their pre-built trading strategies, as you can see, for example, this trading strategy right here turned $10,000 into almost, around $200,000. And this is just one of many pre-built AI trading strategies. Before we can look at them, we of course first need to know how do we access and get InvestingPro. And if you are watching this video before August, you are in luck, because right now InvestingPro is running a huge summer sale. All you need to do to get access is to go down here to the description. It should say limited time deal here for our community. You can also go down here to the pinned comment. The exact same link should be right there. Next, you simply click on this link. You go down and press accept, and after this you should arrive to this summer sale InvestingPro page. And here the sale is basically that you get 50% off, that is the base discount, but you will also get 15% extra off. This is the extra you get for using the link. So the total discount will be 65%. And here, let's just take a quick look at this page. You can first of all see the ratings here for InvestingPro, and I do think these ratings are for investing.com as well. And if you scroll down here a bit, you can start to see a little bit what InvestingPro has to offer. Here are just three examples of the winners that were picked by the InvestingPro AI. So for example, you can see right here, AppLovin, a very nice quick return of 160%. That's some very nice profit. And right here, we do have MicroStrategy. That was an impressive pick. If you guys are, into cryptocurrency, you probably know what MicroStrategy is. That is the company led by Michael Saylor, and their strategy is pretty much to just buy more and more Bitcoin, and that they have been performing super well, and the AI picked this company. We have yet another stock here with a gain of 82%. But as I said, these are just a little example of what InvestingPro has to offer. But to see everything, you want to click here where it says get extra 50% off, and you go down here to this page. And when it comes to InvestingPro, you have two main choices to make, or you actually have four choices, but the most important choice is to choose either the Pro version or the Pro Plus version. And here, which one to choose between Pro and Pro Plus will depend on many things, like, how much money do you have, are you willing to spend, and what things are you looking out for. So if you scroll down here to the key benefits, you can first of all see that on the Pro plan, you will get 6 pre-made AI trading strategies. So you already get quite a lot of trading strategies on the Pro plan. But if you want to get all trading strategies and want to get access to everything we will talk about in this video, then Pro Plus is the way to go. For example, as you can see, you get access to all 38 trading strategies. You will also get 500 messages per month on their own AI chatbot. Don't worry, we will talk about that chatbot, and I will show you guys a few example prompts later on in this course. But there are a very big difference. You can see here on Pro, you only get 50 messages. That is not too much, but on the Pro Plus, you get 500. There are also, many other pros here with the Pro Plus. But if you just want to follow along, you can definitely start with the Pro version. This one is around, this is in Swedish, the Swedish currency, kronor, but this should be around $9.5. And here you can also choose to pay yearly or bi-yearly. And if you choose a bi-yearly here, which is, as you can see, this is the best offer, you will get more discount. So the most sort of value, the thing where you save the most money, is the bi-yearly pro plan. So if you want to get, most value for your money, this is the one to go for. So let's click this plan right here. Now you will get to a simple checkout page. You can either pay with card, you can use PayPal, you can use Google Pay. And the only thing you need to make sure on this page is that this code MindMathMoney is applied. Because as you can see, if we uncheck this one, you will see that the price will get much more expensive. I do think you maybe can apply this one on your own. Apply like that. Yes, you can apply it on your own, but to make sure you get the full discount, I really recommend to go with the link in the description. Then you simply press terms of conditions like that, and just like that you have access to Investing Pro. But now guys, the very first thing I want to show you guys, and a big reason I think many of you all clicked on this video, is the pre-built AI trading strategies. And to access them, you go to right here where it says ProPicks AI. So let's simply click on this one right here. And then you will get to this page. As I said before, since I have the Pro Plus plan, I have access to tons of different AI trading strategies. They do have different kinds of performance, but one of the best ones and the one I like the most is this one right here called IT15. And this right here is an AI trading strategy that focus on, technology and AI and so on and so on. It's kind of funny that we have an AI trading strategy that buys AI stock. That's a little bit AI on AI, if you ask me. But this is one of the most impressive strategies I have found on this ProPicks AI. As you can see on the metrics right here, this strategy has a total return of 2,269%, almost 2,300. And even more importantly, it has an outperformance of almost 2,000%. So super impressive performance. And to access and follow this trading strategy is super simple. You simply click right here. So when you first click on the strategy, you will get an overview right here of the backtest. So for example, right here, you can enter an amount. So let's say that you started with $10,000 and then you press dollars right here. You can see how much money you would have made from this strategy. If you started with 10,000, you would have made around 200,000 US dollar. If you started with 1,000, you would have made around 20,000 US dollar, and so on and so on. So you get some nice simulation right there. And here, if you scroll down, you can see the exact picks of this strategy. So you can, for example, see that this stock SNPS was recently added to the strategy. You can see this stock right here, CDNS, was recently added to the strategy, and so on and so on. And if you want to see the complete portfolio, so what is the strategy exactly long and short right now, you go to the portfolio right here. So we, for example, have Adobe, we have Axelis, we have CDNS, as I said, and here you will basically get the full list of all the companies. However, I'm not sure if InvestingPro want me to sort of reveal this whole strategy, but here you have a few of the picks right now. Many are, for example, semiconductors and other tech stocks. But here on the portfolio tab, if you bought InvestingPro, you can see all of the stocks in this strategy. What I also recommend is to go here to About. Here you will get a deeper dive into the strategy. So you can, for example, scroll down here and you can see different kinds of metrics of the strategy. You can, for example, see, how much return the this trading strategy right here, as you can see, is outperforming the market by a lot. You can see the beta ratio, you can see the Sharpie ratio, Sortino ratio, even things like max drawdown, and so on and so on. And you can actually see it's very impressive that the IT15 has a lower max drawdown compared to other, much worse performing indices. So, but right, so now I actually want to go up here to where it says About ProPicks AI, because here there are some important things we need to cover. So first of all, I want you to shift your attention to this box right here. This box explains how the AI model considers what to buy and what to sell. So the model uses things like harmonized financial statements, trading multiples, price momentum indicators, asset efficiency, and so on and so on. But these are just a few of the factors that the AI uses to pick stocks. But here, it is, of course, helpful if you understand what this means, but you definitely don't have to understand exactly how the AI picks stocks. What I think is important is that you follow the strategy closely and you see that it actually continues to overperform the market over time. Some other important things about the AI trading strategies is that they actually utilize a blend of artificial intelligence and expert human analysis to find the best stocks with potential to outperform the benchmarks like the S&P 500. And another important thing is that each of these strategies are indeed backtested against historical data. And this is in order to review and study how the strategy would have performed historically. So if you are from my community and have been trading, you know how important it is to backtest your strategies, to take a look at how the strategies would have performed in the past, to look at how they potentially will perform in the future. But that's important to notice that this is not a guarantee that the strategies will continue to perform as good in the futures. The strategies might perform worse in the future, or they might perform even better. The backtest is just to get a general sense of how the strategies should perform, and that is very important and an important disclaimer. Also here, let's scroll down. We do have many frequently asked questions. I recommend you guys to go through them one by one. But one very common question is, of course, when and where can I expect to receive updates? So when do I get notifications of where to buy and sell a stock? Well, updates are made on the first day of the month, and they take the closing price of the initial trading day as the day where they purchase the stock. So if you want to follow this strategy exactly, this is preferably the day you want to buy or sell the stocks. But here, and this is very good, you can see all the updates in the ProPicks AI dashboard, and you will also get an email update. So that is very good. But as I said, guys, I recommend to go over all of these frequently asked questions to really understand how to use this strategy in practice. But now you might, of course, wonder, what other strategies can I go for? Well, one interesting strategy I have found here is right now on page 3. This one is called Bharat Small Cap Gems, and this one has almost as good performance, or actually on a 6-year it has a performance of 2000%. So this one is almost even more impressive. And to get more information, as always, you can look at the portfolio right here, see which stocks are in the strategy right now. You can also click about here to get a general sense of the strategy. So for example, this strategy targets high potential small companies in India, and it focuses on uncovering the undervalued stocks that have the potential to grow a lot in India. India is a very interesting stock market, in my opinion, but you have to realize that, for example, this strategy says it targets small caps in India have, of course, higher risk. So you can, as always, you can analyze the different risk metrics right here to get a full picture of the strategy. I highly recommend to not blindly jump into these strategies, but rather, choose the strategies that work best for you. And as I said, my recommendation, or my favorite right now, is the Tech Titans. But right, so now it's time to take a look at the Smart Money Tracker inside InvestingPro. And to get access to the Smart Money Tracker, you want to go to the Ideas tab. You can see the Ideas tab right here, and you simply press right there. And when you click on Ideas, you will arrive at this page right here, and you can probably already see some very interesting smart money traders on this page. For example, right here is Warren Buffett, right here is Bill Gates, and if you scroll down a bit more, you have none other than Ray Dalio himself. Ray Dalio is I would say, one of the most famous billionaires. He is the creator of a very successful hedge fund, and he is also an author. And I personally really like Ray. But what is so good about this tool is that you can search for whatever, billionaire or smart money trader you are looking out for. And then you can simply press right here, and you can start to see and analyze what stocks they are trading right now, what are they buying and selling, how have their portfolio performed compared to the market, and so on and so on. There are tons of interesting information right here. So for example, if you scroll down here, you can see the ranking tables, and here you can see the largest holding as of the most recent filing for Ray Dalio. Some interesting stocks right here are, for example, Alibaba. You can see Google right here. I think Google is super interesting right now. They are in the really frontier of AI, so I like these picks. And also here, a gold trust. So Ray Dalio likes his gold, and if you have been following the gold market lately, you know that gold has been performing super well. You can also check here to the right, and you can get an overview of the sectors. So what is he investing in? And you can see that definitely the majority is capital markets, but he also has quite a bit in software, quite a bit in, for example, semiconductors and semiconductor equipments. That is a super important part of the AI development. And there are just so many things you can analyze about Ray Dalio's portfolio. You can scroll down here even more. You get a holding summary, and you will get many automatic valuations of everything Ray Dalio holds. As you can see, this is a lot. Even though this is a pretty long video, we don't have time to go through them all. So I basically recommend you guys to really take your time and go through this in your own pace. You can really learn a lot from studying the smart money traders and investors. But now let's go back here to the ideas tab, because I want to show you guys some filter you can do right here. Because if you scroll down, you can first of all search for the investor type. So let's say that you only want to show, for example, billionaires. Then you can simply check billionaires right here. And now you will only see billionaires and their trading and investing strategies. You can also filter on other things. So let's say we don't want to filter for billionaires, but maybe we want to filter on the sector instead. And as you know, information technology is on fire. So let's say we want to filter based on information technology. We can choose right here. And as you can see, now we're starting to see lots of big and green numbers right here. You can also filter on the return. So let's say you don't want to show anyone that has lost money the last year, then you can just go 0% right there. You can also filter on 3-month return. So perhaps you want them to be profitable on the last 3 months as well. Then you filter like that, and so on and so on. But right, so now I once again want to switch the attention, because now I want to show you guys the InvestingPro screener. To access the screener, you simply go down right here where it says screener, and you press right there. And just like that, you will arrive at the screener right here. On the screener, there are tons of metrics as well, but some of the most important metrics to follow, at least in my opinion, is this fair value that is measured. This is yet another automatic measurement by InvestingPro. So for all stocks in the screener, you will get an estimate. Is this stock undervalued? Is it fairly valued? Or is it overvalued? You will also get the analyst target. So this is other analyst, not InvestingPro. So you can, for example, compare, how does InvestingPro value the company compared to the analyst. And, a good rule of thumb could be to, focus on stocks that both that are undervalued, both according to InvestingPro and analyst. And here, to find the best stocks, there are many different things you can do. If you really like to do everything on your own, you can create your own filter right here. And you can use sort of pre-made filterings, and there are just so much. But now, to keep it simple, and a big reason I think many of you guys have, bought this tool, is to leave a lot of work to the pre-built strategies in InvestingPro. And here, to show the power of this screener, I do actually want to show you one of the pre-made filters called the Ben Graham formula. Benjamin Graham was a legendary investor, economist, and professor known as the father of value investing. He was the main mentor of Warren Buffett, and he has written, a very good book that I read. It was quite a while ago now, but as you can see, Benjamin Graham wrote the book The Intelligent Investor. This is, according to many, the Bible of value investing. And the impressive thing about this screener is that by using the Benjamin Graham formula right here, you will automatically find all the stocks that are, valuable, that are undervalued according to the formula that Benjamin Graham created. This is a little bit of an oversimplification because even in the book, I do recall that Benjamin Graham said that this formula will change a bit over time, depending on the times we're living in. But still, I think this is a very good way to demonstrate, how effective this screener can be. But if you don't like value investing, you can instead go for this pre-made strategy called Technology Gems. You can, if you are looking for dividends, you can use this I Dream of Dividends. Once again here, another one I really like is this one, Cash is King. So for example, if you think that the market might have a downturn soon, you might want to look out for companies with lots of cash, low debt, good return on assets, and so on and so on. Then you can go for the Cash is King strategy. But once again, feel free to mess around a lot with this screener. And if you, have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them down in the comments below. But right, so now I just quickly want to show you another very powerful tool in InvestingPro, and that is the Data Explorer. So what you can do here, this is basically a dashboard where you can find anything you need to know about a company. This interactive table uses, I think, 10 years of financial data, and there are more than 1,000 metrics you can choose between. And these are not only, fundamental analysis metrics, but you can also find the technical analysis metrics as well. So if you click on technical here, you can see that we do have tons of different indicators you can filter on as well. But most of the metrics are more focused on fundamental analysis. So let's just take an example. Right now, you can see that we have Apple shoes right here, but let's say we want to look at NVIDIA. Then we simply search for NVIDIA right here, and then we want to choose a metric. Let's say we want to look for, the PE ratio, a very simple financial metric. Let's click PE ratio right here, and then you will get an overview of the PE ratio for NVIDIA. First of all, you get the historical PE ratios, you get the definition of what the PE ratio is, you can learn a lot about it, so it's super useful, and you also get a very nice summary of NVIDIA's PE ratio. So this tool can be super good in analyzing companies, and it can also be a very good tool for learning. So let's go back here. Let's say you want to look at another company. Maybe you want to look at Tesla. You simply choose Tesla right here. Let's see, let's choose something fun here. Maybe go to growth and let's choose, let's actually choose a compound annual growth rate. So a CAGR. And we can do it on the earnings before interest and taxes. And let's choose 5 years. So once again, you get a nice definition. The compound annual growth rate for 5 years measures the 5-year compound annual growth. So how much does the company grow on average during these 5 years? And here we're talking about the EBIT, earnings before interest and taxes. But all right, so let's not spend too much time on this, because now I want to show you guys one of the newest tools in InvestingPro, and this right here is their own chatbot. This one is called Warren AI right here, and as I said, with the Pro version you will get 50 prompts per month, and with the Pro Plus version you will get 500 prompts per month. And how can you use this investing and trading chatbot? Well, you can basically use it to answer any kind of questions you have about which stocks to buy, or maybe you want to ask questions about Bitcoin and so on and so on. So let me show you a few prompts here, a few example prompts. you can use. But once again, I highly recommend you guys to experiment with this tool a lot. So let's just start with maybe asking a question. What are the best AI and information technology stocks to invest in 2025? And here I recommend the more specific you are about the question, the better the output will be. So let's also write, make a ranked list of your top 10 picks and explain why each stock is ranked where they are. Also, give each stock a rating of 1 to 10. Let's see what this AI can do with this prompt right here. So it will take a while to do their analysis, but let's see here. Okay. Looks like we're getting a table here. Very interesting, very interesting. Very good here. I specifically asked about why they rank the companies where they are, and here we get a nice summary of what is driving the rankings, so that is good. We get some key metrics here, what moved the needle, and an overall takeaway. So we don't have to go through this whole prompt, but let's just see what it writes here. Ready for the 2025 AI and Tech Showdown. Based on current data, the hottest play by upside is 59 Inc. with a jaw-dropping 1,700% fair value upside. That is insane. So you can see here the rank one here is company 59. And the reasoning, I think it's very important that you don't blindly trust this tool. And that is why I really like to have, a reasoning behind the choices they make. So this reasoning is that it is an outlier upside. It's a strong buy and cloud AI automation leader. So it does have, apparently it has a high debt risk. And knowing about these kind of things is super useful. So, okay, it has a high debt risk. Maybe if we enter a sort of recession or harder debt environment, this one might still be risky, but it does have lots of upside. Yet another one here, we have the one Bill. This one has explosive upside, has good cash, robust cash flow, scale in fintech, AI consensus, and so on and so on. So yeah, I think this first output was not looking that bad at all. Let me know in the comments what you think about this first try. But let's actually try a new prompt. So since InvestingPro is mostly focused on stocks, it will be interesting to test how InvestingPro's AI performs if we ask, for example, about Bitcoin. So let's actually ask a very straightforward question. Is now a great time to invest in Bitcoin? I'm not sure if this one will give a good output for this question, but to get a better output, maybe let's specify a bit more. So give me your full analysis, including on-chain analysis, technicals, macro factors, and institutional what can I write? Into institutional sentiment. Let's see. All right, just like that, we at least get an output. Let's see how accurate it is. Okay, so Bitcoin is currently trading at 107,365. Let's see if you are correct. Let me open up TradingView on my other screen. All right, so Bitcoin is trading here on Coinbase at 107,400 right now. So perhaps this AI is a few minutes behind, but this is still very impressive. I'm not sure if you have been using like ChatGPT, you might have realized that it's not usually this accurate. So that's actually pretty impressive. You get some information here, up a jaw dropping 600% from the lows, Okay, but let's take a look here. Okay, so technicals and on-chain. So here you actually get some, you get what the RSI is right now. You get some information about the moving average. You get some on-chain analysis. So how much circulating supply do we have? How much trading volume do we have? We also get some information about the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance is basically how large part is Bitcoin compared to the whole crypto market, and 65% is pretty high. This is a very strong metric for the Bitcoin dominance. That is definitely interesting. But as here for the macro tailwinds, we can see that institutional sentiment is a double-edged sword. Okay. So US Bitcoin ETFs have drawn over 5 billion in 2025. That is, clear evidence of rising institutional adoption. So smart money is starting to get into Bitcoin. That's super impressive. But here, leverage in the system is high and optimism is running hot. So analysts and major banks expect targets as high as $200,000. Okay. So you can, if you want to, just do the same prompt and get this full analysis. But here, in the end, you get a bottom line. So Bitcoin fundamentals and technicals are robust, but the market is entering a zone where both conviction and discipline are required. The next major move will likely be shaped by how well Bitcoin weathers macro shocks and whether institutional enthusiasm can sustain itself without tipping into overextension. Okay, so it seems like the overall sentiment here, I would say, is slightly bullish. Talks about, many people having targets around 200,000 by the end of the year. That is super impressive. But he also says that we are in an important crossroad. But alright, okay, so this video is starting to get pretty long, so I do think it's soon time to wrap up. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, InvestingPro is right now having a huge summer sale. So if you want to try out the AI trading strategies, the smart money tracking, and their, trading and investing chatbot, now is a great time to get started with InvestingPro. So make sure to use the link. It will be both in the description and the pinned comment to get up to 65% off. And now guys, if you are ready to learn more about investing, I highly recommend to check out this playlist next. But for now guys, take care. Ciao.